Hi everyone. So in this video we'll be discussing about some of the steam properties of a steam. So first we shall take about the enthalpy. Enthalpy, it is denoted as H and expressed in the terms of kilojoule per kg. It is the amount of heat required to rise the temperature of 1 kg of water from 0 degrees Celsius to the desired form of steam at a constant pressure. It is a sum of internal energy and a work done at a constant pressure. So the enthalpy is calculated for all the three type of steams. So if you want to solve the problems in the steam, we need to if mentioned, we need to specify for a particular type of steam. If not specified, we need to calculate for all the three types of steams. So first we shall start with the enthalpy of a dry saturated steam, which is indicated as Hg. It is the amount of heat required to rise the temperature of 1 kg of water from 0 degrees Celsius to 1 kg of dry saturated at a constant pressure. So Hg is equal to Hf plus H of g, and it is expressed in the terms of kilojoule per kg. Next one is enthalpy of a wet steam, that is H. It is the amount of heat required to rise the temperature of 1 kg of water from 0 degrees Celsius to 1 kg of wet steam to the specified dryness fraction at a constant pressure. So H is equal to Hf plus X into H of g, that is kilojoule per kg. Enthalpy of a superheated steam. It is the amount of heat required to rise the temperature of 1 kg of water from 0 degrees Celsius to 1 kg of superheated steam to a saturated steam temperature at constant pressure. So in this enthalpy, only the temperature rises, but the pressure it remains constant for all the process, and this is given by the formula H super equal to Hg plus CPS, where CPS is nothing but specific heat of a superheated steam. If the value of the specific heat is mentioned, you can take it, or else if a value of a specific heat is not mentioned but you need it to calculate the superheated steam, then you can use it as 2.25 as a specific heat for a superheated steam. That is a value of a specific heat of a superheated steam, 2.25, and superheated temperature minus saturated temperature, kilojoule per kg. So this is how the enthalpy of the superheated steam is calculated. Next one is about specific volume. It is a volume occupied by the unit mass of a substance. So if we calculate the specific volume of a dry saturated steam, it is indicated as Vg. It is the volume occupied by 1 kg of dry saturated steam at a given pressure. So specific volume of a wet steam, it is a volume occupied by 1 kg of wet steam to specified dryness fraction at a given pressure, and it is indicated as V is equal to dryness fraction into specific volume of a dry saturated steam. Next one is internal energy of a steam. The total heat energy of a dry saturated steam at a constant pressure is a sum of a sensible heat and a latent heat. But in latent heat, a portion is used for external work. Therefore, actual energy stored in the steam is a sensible heat and internal latent heat. This actual energy stored in the steam is called as internal energy of a steam. It is defined as the difference between the enthalpy of a steam and a external work of evaporation. And the next one is about the sensible heat. So sensible heat is nothing but total heat of water or a enthalpy of a saturated water. It is the amount of heat required to rise the temperature of a 1 kg of water from 0 degrees Celsius to saturation temperature at a given pressure, which is denoted as Hf. Next is latent heat, that is enthalpy of evaporation. Amount of heat required to convert 1 kg of water at a saturation temperature to 1 kg of dry saturated steam at a same temperature and at a given pressure. It is the amount of heat required to rise the temperature of a dry saturated steam above its saturation temperature and a given pressure. The process is known as superheating. And the next one is degree of superheat. It is defined as a difference between superheat temperature and a saturated temperature, that is T super minus T saturated. The next one is density of a steam. It is a mass of steam per unit volume at a given pressure and temperature. It is a reciprocal of a specific volume where density of a wet steam is indicated as rho W, which is equal to 1 by dryness fraction into specific volume of a dry steam. And for a dry steam, it is rho G, which is as 1 by Vg, that is specific volume of a dry steam, where because dryness fraction for a dry steam is 1. And the next one is external work of evaporation. When water at the saturation temperature is heated at a constant pressure, it gets converted into a steam by absorbing the latent heat. A part of this latent heat is used to move the piston due to the increase in volume of a steam during evaporation. So the next one is about some problems in the steam. So first one is to determine the dryness fraction of a steam which has a 1.5 kg of water in suspension with a 50 kg of steam. So what are the things we have here is mass of water particle, that is MF, which is 1.5 kg, and mass of dry steam, that is mg, 50 kg. We know that formula for a dryness fraction is mg by mf plus mg. So when we substitute all these values, we get the dryness fraction as 0.97, which means it is a wet steam. For a wet steam only, the dryness fraction will be less than 1. For a dry steam, the dryness fraction is always 1, and if the dryness fraction is above that 1, it is superheated steam. So the next problem is about 8 kg of wet steam contains 1.56 kg of water particles in suspension. What is the dryness fraction of a steam? So mass of a wet steam 8 kg, mass of a water particles 1.56 kg. So mass of a dry steam is, when we subtract the mass of a wet steam from mass of water particle, that is 8 minus 1.56, we will get it the mass of a dry steam as 6.44 kg. So to find the dryness fraction, we know the formula mg by mf plus mg. We know the mg value, which is 6.44, and mf value, which is 1.56. When we substitute all this, we will get the dryness fraction as 0.805. And the next problem, so here it is a problem like which involves usage of the enthalpy for all the three steams. So find the enthalpy of 1 kg of a steam at 12 bar when steam is dry saturated 22% wet and superheated at 250 degrees Celsius. Assume that specific heat of a superheated steam is 2.25 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. If they are not mentioning the specific heat of a superheated steam, but you are in need of a value, then you can assume it as 2.25. So these three conditions, mass is given as 1 kg, pressure is 12 bar. So here we need to use the steam tables. Here in the problem they have mentioned the values taken, but if we take a steam table for a corresponding the table related to the pressure for a 12 bar, we can get the saturated temperature value, specific heat value, latent heat value. So all these values it can be obtained from the steam tables itself. So to find the enthalpy of a dry steam, Hg, the formula is Hf plus Hfg. By taking the value of Hf and Hfg, we will be getting the enthalpy of a dry saturated steam, and the unit is most important, that is kilojoule per kg of a steam. So the next one is when it is 22% wet, which means 78% it is dry. So the dryness fraction is 0.78, and by substituting the formula in Hf plus X Hfg, we will get the enthalpy of a wet steam. So to find when enthalpy is superheated to 250 degrees Celsius, so it is clearly mentioned that it is superheated steam. So we can substitute the formula of Hg plus Cps into superheated. When we substitute the values, we'll be getting the change in internal energy as 50, so which indicates that there is a gain in the internal energy of the system. So for such thermodynamic problems, the simple concept that we need to have in the mind is when heat is rejected, when the heat is given out, it is negative. When the heat is given to the system, it is positive. And when the work is given outside, it is positive, and when the work is given to the system, it is negative. So this is the simple thing we need to have it when we are solving the problems from thermodynamics. Next we can see one more example also. So a closed system, it undergoes a change in process in which 5 kilojoule of heat energy is supplied to the system. Determine the change in internal energy during two conditions. They are given two conditions for which we need to calculate. One is 1 kg of work is done on the system. The other one is 1.25 kilojoule of work is done by a system. So first we shall take the first case alone, where heat supplied. So here what they have given, a closed system in which 5 kg of heat energy is given to the system. So given to the system means heat is positive, and we need to calculate for 1 kilojoule of work is done by the system. So we are giving work to the system, which means it is negative. So work will be of negative and heat supplied will be of positive, and the formula is del E is equal to Q minus W, where when we substitute the values for Q and W, we'll get the change in energy as 6 kilojoule, which means there is a gain in change of energy. Similarly, for the second case, it is 1.25 work done by the system. So work done by the system means it is giving out the system is giving out the work. So the work will be of a positive, it will be of plus 1.25. So when we subtract this 5 minus 1.25, we'll get the change in internal energy of the value. So we need to read out the sentence clearly, whether the work is done on the system or by the system. By the system means the system is giving the work outside, whereas done on the system is work is given on the system. It is given on the force is applied on the system. So this is about the problems of the thermodynamics and also the laws of thermodynamics. Thank you.